This is my wiki, which I created for use with my second grade reading class. I thought we could use it to share about books that we have read together in class, as well as getting to know different authors of books we have read, and then also as a way for them to tell about some books that they have read on their own and share those with their classmates, to kind of give them some suggestions of books they might want to read or try out. My first page is pretty simple. It just says, welcome to our second grade reading wiki. And I have a graphic of a book here. It says, come on in and learn about some great books we have been reading. And also, since I'm working to get my degree as a library media specialist, I also thought this would be a good wiki to do, because I could revise it for my use when I'm a library media specialist. I could also use some of the things on this side or revise it for that. And then at the bottom here, I just embedded a video from YouTube. It's from a show on TV called Between the Lions. And I thought the song went well with our wiki site, as it's about reading and the different types of books.
Short stories, art stories, sport stories, books about the wild, wild west. Yeah.
So it just kind of gets kids excited about the different types of books that are out there, and it kind of goes along with that, since that's what we're sharing about. And how I put that video in there was I went to Edit, and then I clicked on Widget. I clicked on Document, Other Document, and these steps were very helpful. They told me basically everything I needed to do to get my video in there. And I copied and pasted on the YouTube site where it says embed HTML. I put that down here in the box. I could preview it to see what it would look like when it goes into my wiki, which was nice. And then I clicked on save. And when it first shows up, it looks like this, which kind of scared me at first that I did not get it in there correctly. But after you click on save, then it shows up as it actually will look in your wiki. Okay, our first main page that I made, I titled Class Book Reviews, because I was going to use it as a way to show different books that we have read together in the classroom, different chapter books that we are working on as a class. One that we just got done reading is called Mr. Popper's Penguins. So I just put a graphic of the book in there, and then underneath a link to some penguin facts, so that the kids can click there, and it takes them to this neat website where they can learn about the penguin habitat, where our penguins located at. They can learn about different types of penguins. They can also just learn some fun penguin facts. And it's a really easy site to navigate, so I thought that would be a lot of fun, and there's some different things we could do with that. And how I made that link, I went to Edit, and I pressed on Link. I went to Web Address, and I copied and pasted that address here. And for link text, I wrote Penguin Facts, and also clicked on New Window, and then clicked on Add a Link, and then it just showed up right down here. And all they have to do is click on it, and it'll link to that. Another thing that I did underneath here was I put some group summaries. I thought different groups could do a summary after we had read chapters, so maybe group 1 does the summary for chapter 1, group 2 will do it for chapter 2. And then as we're reading along, we can go back and review what we've read. I could bring this up easily on the class overhead projector, and we could reread, okay, this is what happened in chapter 1 and in chapter 2, and it'll kind of remind us of what's been going on in the story. And then also they have a spot where they can recommend this, if they would recommend it to other readers, why or why not, and they can discuss that in their group and type up a response. They could also rate the book. We can give it stars, 1 star, we didn't really like it, 5 stars, this is, a really great book. And that will also help me as our teacher to see, did they like this book? Was it worth reading? Did they think it was worth their time? And then they could also add in their stars here by just going to File, and then here that we have the image of the star, and they just would have to click on it, and it shows up really big, so then they'll have to resize it just by clicking on this to make it smaller. And they can put however many stars they think the book's worth, and then explain their rating, and each group could rate it, and we could see, are their ratings similar, or do different groups have a different idea of the book. And then I just did the same thing with other books we've read, Charlotte's Web, but I put, instead of the summaries, I thought we could do some different things, like which character did your group relate to the most, and they could explain that. And the same thing with the rating, and then we also read The Mouse and the Motorcycle. As groups, they could come up with, Ralph's next adventure and write it up, and then we could get on and read what the different groups had written about that. Okay, and then my next page is a get to know the authors page, and on this page, basically just what it says. We're getting to know the different authors. One of the authors that we have read books by is Beverly Cleary, so I have the books Runaway Ralph and Ramona the Brave we've read by her. And we could read her biography. They can click here and it will take us to the Scholastic page where it tells about her, and they might be interested to learn what she was like. And we can also watch an interview. They could vote for their favorite book that we have read so far in class. In different groups, they could talk about, what did we learn about the author, what do we like best about her books. And different groups could have a different book to talk about, because here we have, Beverly Cleary. One group could do her. One group could focus on E.B. White and Charlotte's Web, which we've read in class. And one group could focus on Betty McDonald and the Mrs. Pickle Wiggle books and answer those questions. And we could go back in and, each group would tell about the author that they learned more about and their answers to the questions. And then the last thing, which I thought would be a lot of fun, and this is definitely something I could use when I'm a library media specialist, so it would be a lot of fun for suggesting books to students. But they could do an individual book review. And here's my directions. They could read a picture book of their choosing, tell the title, the author, summarize a story, tell what they liked or didn't like about the story, and would they recommend it to a friend, and then they would need to upload a picture of their book. So then the students could get on and they could see, a picture of books other students have read. Okay, what is this book about? Did the other person who read it like it? Would they recommend it to me? And so they can get to know about some different good books that we have in the library. And then I did an example one here of Chrysanthemum and my example review. And then when the next person comes in to do theirs, they can just, click on edit, and they can put in a little horizontal line here. And then they can do, well, I just meant to put in one horizontal line, but then below there they can do their book review with their book and drag that onto there. Here, let me see if I can fix that. Cancel that. Okay, so then they could, start typing about their book review by, and then whoever's doing the review, and then they can drag their picture onto here of their book and do their own review there. Okay. So that is my wiki, and I think it will be a lot of fun to try out with my class.